So, as a Steelers fan, Baltimore, I know it may be very dirty to do this, but thank you, Baltimore. Thank you for beating the Pew Stinkland Deflatriots. I know we're rivals, but thank you anyway for beating the team that I hate more than anything on God's green earth. But if this game showed us anything, it's that Bill Belichick is the most overrated coach in sports history. I mean, this guy has his ego is so big that he refuses to have an offensive and defensive coordinator, therefore he can have all the power to him. And until Bob Kraft wakes up and realizes that Belichick is washed up, you guys are going to be irrelevant for a very long time. Yeah. Until Belichick is gone, the Pew Stinkland Deflatriots are going to be irrelevant. Just like how I've been telling my fan base, how as long as Trubisky is our QB1, we're going to be irrelevant. And if this game showed us another thing, is that Mac Jones is the most overrated quarterback in football right now. Because for a quarterback that is supposed to be hyped up as the next Tom Brady, he had 3 interceptions, no touchdowns, despite an effort of mounting some sort of comeback. And one of those interceptions happened in the end zone. Something that bitch boy Brady never had happen to him very often. So yeah, Mac Jones, next Tom Brady, my ass. I mean, all along, I saw that this guy is really just another average quarterback. I mean, there's nothing special about him if you ask me. I mean, all he did last year was beat up on a bunch of bad teams, and whenever he went up against the good teams, he just couldn't get the job done. And today, he faced a good team. And as always, he couldn't get it done. And the only reason you beat us last week is because Mitchell Trubisky is a sorry-ass quarterback, and like I said in late July, he is one of the top 3 worst throwers of the football of all time. And if you give us any other quarterback, if you give us damn near any other quarterback to start for that game, we win. Plain and simple. But of course, as I have been trying to tell my fan base for the past 6 months, that Trubisky is garbage. Now 3 games in, some of them are finally starting to see it. They're starting to see what I saw all along. But yeah. 1-2. Yeah. Bills and Dolphins are going to own you this year, like they always do in the post-Brady era. And look, if it wasn't for the New York Jets, you guys would literally be the kick toy in your division in the post-Brady era. I mean, it's just a fact. You guys would be the kick toy of the East had the New York Jets not been a thing. Had it not been for them sucking and tanking every year like they always do. And that's why the new standard in Patriot land, it went from Super Bowl to now being at least we're not the Jets. That's your new standard. And that's the only thing that you have to brag about. Oh, and did I mention that you allowed the first perfect offensive game in NFL history last season to the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen in the playoffs? And Bill Belichick is supposed to be this defensive genius? And of course today, he allowed Lamar Jackson to score 5 touchdowns. He let a running back at quarterback run all over him. You want to know why? Because Belichick, not only is he old and washed, not only does he have a big ego that will always hold you back as long as he's the coach, but of course, he is the most overrated coach in sports history and is one of the most overrated figures in all things illustrated. Belichick's legacy is a lie. It's a lie. Because the whole time, Tom Brady, he masqueraded the fact that Bill Belichick should have retired damn near 20 years ago. But of course, Brady was there to constantly bail him out time and time again. Because Bill Belichick, his ego, and his cocky little self, his old hag self, is what ran Bitch Boy Brady out of Patriot land. His ego is the reason your dynasty is long dead. He is the reason why you guys will never be in your glory days ever again. Because all along, over the past 20 years, Tom Brady was the so-called P-word way. I'm not saying that word, no. Because you guys know I call them either Patriots or Pew Stinkland Deflatriots. But just for the hell of it, I'll just say it anyway. The Patriot way was Tom Brady the entire time. And if this game doesn't show it, then I don't know what does. You guys are going to be irrelevant for a very long time, as long as Belichick is your head coach. Oh, he took the Patriots to the playoffs with a rookie quarterback last year. He beat up on a bunch of bad teams. And like I said, when he ran into good teams, that was when the Patriots flopped. That was where they flopped. And we saw them for who they truly were in the playoffs against Buffalo. And even the one time you beat Buffalo last year, the only reason you beat them was because of that superstorm weather conditions where you ran the ball like damn near 50 times and Mac Jones only threw it like 3 times. If you do that in any other weather condition, you get blown out the building. Plain and simple. I'm telling you. Until you fire Belichick, you're going to be irrelevant. You are going to be Josh Allen and Tua Tagovailoa's kick toy. They're going to be playing kickball with you bitches for years to come. And hell, they might as well pick up the paper plane, aka the New York Jets, and throw it at your head while they sit there and laugh at y'all. Because you and the Jets are you guys are the kick toy of the AFC East, being booted by Josh Allen and Tua Tagovailoa. And hell, Tua. Look what he's done so far. He came back from injury and beat Josh Allen and the Bills, and the Dolphins are now 3-0. Because all this time, Tua has been underestimated, and he is way better than Mac Jones, and he owns Mac Jones. And so does Josh Allen. And given that Belichick is 70 years old, whenever he finally retires, who is he gonna pass the keys to? Who? Perhaps maybe his window licker son, Steve Belichick? Because I'm telling you, if he becomes your head coach, you guys are fucked for the next 20 to 30 years. And Bob Kraft isn't gonna do a damn thing about it because he is still stuck in the Brady days. He still thinks that Belichick was the reason your dynasty existed, when the harsh reality is that Belichick had nothing to do with the Patriots dynasty. In the early 2000s, He won those 3 Super Bowls because of Tom Brady and because of Bill Parcells players. Another guy who carried Belichick besides Brady. A guy who constantly carried Belichick with the Giants and of course with the Jets. And if we go back to 2001 where Mo Lewis knocked out Drew Bledsoe, if that doesn't happen, Belichick would be long retired. He would be an unemployed loser. That's what he would be. All these decades of coaching, Belichick's legacy the entire time was a fraud. It was a scam. It was a lie. A straight up lie. It was a Pinocchio. A fib. Under Brady and Parcells, Belichick was a beautiful lie. And in the post-Brady era, we see the painful truth about Bill Belichick. Well, for you Patriot fans, it's painful. But for me, it's glorious. Because this game just shows that you will be irrelevant as long as Belichick is your coach. And now, as far as Mac Jones' injury goes, I mean, the way that looked, I mean, he might be out for most of the season, if not all of it. I could be wrong, but either way, you guys are fucked this year. Josh Allen and the Bills, Tua and the Dolphins are gonna own you for years to come. I mean, hell, they own you right now. I mean, the Dolphins have won 7 of the last 10 against you, and of course, the Bills. They swept you in 2020 and took 2 out of 3 against you last year. And the one game that you won was because of the weather. So have fun being the new Cleveland Browns of football. And you could easily be 0-3 if broke bitch Mitch was not our quarterback. So once again, Rat Fucks, thank you so much for beating the shit out of the team that I hate the absolute most. We'll see you guys in December and of course early January. And perhaps we'll get to see a couple of showdowns between Lamar Jackson and Kenny Pickett depending on how well he develops, and that's assuming that broke bitch Mitch eventually gets benched. And I hope we bench him, otherwise we'll be in the same route that the Pew Stinkland Deflatriots are going to be taking this season, the way they look right now. So anyways, that'll do it. I mean, fuck both of these teams, but at the end of the day, I'd rather root for Satan himself than root for the Pew Stinkland Deflatriots. That's it. I'm out.